What's up guys, Firewolf here, showing you guys the Gigabyte Eagle Ice 4070 Super overclocked. This ice version comes in this awesome white color, but if you prefer a darker color, then the standard Eagle is the one you're looking for. The Eagle Ice will look great in an all white build, and with a retail price of $629, I want to know if this 4070 Super is worth getting for your gaming PC build. Now, this being a 4070 Super, this is definitely going to be geared more towards 1440p gaming. So let's first unbox the Gigabyte Eagle Overclocked Ice Edition. Comes in this really cool packaging here. I really like that eagle eye graphic. I think it looks really cool. Obviously, we're going to have 12 gigabytes of VRAM, which is great. And the standout features of this box here is that it does have alternating fans, a really nice protective metal back plate. We have some RGB fusion, and it looks like we have a nice opening to dissipate heat, which is really nice. Now, Gigabyte has sent this out for me to review, so this has been tested before, so it's not a 100% new box here. Unfortunately, I won't be able to show you exactly what it looks like brand spanking new. However, I'm going to give you guys what probably more likely should expect whenever you unbox this beautiful graphics card. So it's going to come in this really nice black box, Gigabyte right on top. Let's go ahead and slide it open, and right inside we're going to have a quick guide. And here we have the 4070 Super in an anti-static bag over here. So let's go ahead and open this up. Right, you can see that beautiful metal back plate, really nice. And here is the front. Now, this being the ice version here, it's going to be all white here, with the fans being a darker black color here. So it does have some nice contrast. Now, me personally, I would have preferred an all white design. However, it does look really cool. I'm going to go ahead and put this on the side and see what else we get inside the box. Further inside, we're going to have our PCIe adapter here. Looks like it's going to take 2 PCIe in case you don't have a next generation PSU that comes with this new 12-volt high power adapter here. So if you don't have one, make sure you have 2 PCIe slots open to power this GPU. And so far, I think that's pretty much it. Again, you know, I'm not sure if we were going to get any other accessories, but for now, we do have the GPU and the cable. All right, so let's take a closer look of the design of this GPU here. I think this is going to look amazing when you have it vertically mounted. You can see Eagle on the bottom left over here. It does have some really cool design patterns surrounding the fans, and we see right over here, it does say rise to the top, which I think is a nice touch. And the left and the right fan are going to say Gigabytes. And on the middle, we do have what looks like a, I don't know, either a globe or an eyeball. I don't know. You guys let me know what you guys think that looks like. But other than that, when it's spinning, it's going to look really nice. Taking a closer look at the side of this GPU here. Let's go ahead and peel this off here real quick. We are going to see a nice Gigabyte logo here, and this is what's going to illuminate with RGB, which should be customizable. We have GeForce RTX, and this is where our power connector is at. And taking a look at the back plate over here, it does have a really nice metal design here. Has more of a silver color. So I think even if you have it horizontally mounted, this will also look good as well. You can see the same familiar triangular patterns that we see on the front of it, with Eagle right on the middle and Gigabyte right over here. We also have that huge opening for cooling. And right over here, we have the BIOS selector for overclock or silence. I personally will always use overclock. Here we have the slot connector here. And overall, this is a really nice compact card here. And taking a closer look at the inputs here, we are going to have one HDMI 2.1 port and 3 DisplayPort 1.4 for a total of 4 inputs total. So let's go ahead and install this on my white gaming PC. All right, so this is how it's going to look like when it's horizontally mounted here. You can see that it is a smaller card here because it is a 4070 Super. So this NZXT H9 Elite does accommodate for a way larger card. So if you're someone with a smaller PC case, then this is definitely going to be a better choice because it is very slim as well. You can see right over here how many slots it takes here. And the weight and size of the cards, looks like you really don't need an anti-sag bracket here from what I can see here. Of course, it depends on how well your motherboard holds the card here. And overall, I still think it looks really nice with this silver color. So even if you had an all white build and you had it horizontally mounted, I think it'll still look good. So let's go ahead and power this on and see how this RGB looks like when it's horizontally mounted. You see immediately when we power it on, we do have the Gigabyte logo logged in, turned on, and we can see the fan spinning on the bottom here. Obviously, you're not going to be able to see it if it's horizontal. Now that we have it fully on, I think this is a really nice looking card horizontally over here. You might not need a anti-sag bracket, as you can see here. I think it still looks really nice. However, I prefer it vertically, so let's go ahead and swap it out for vertical. All right, this is how it looks like vertically mounted, which I think looks a lot better. Absolutely beautiful. And I use a bubbler here as well, just to make sure that it is nice and leveled here. I am using a pillar styled anti-sag thing over here, just to make it as leveled as possible. Without it, it may sag just a tiny bit, but nothing too noticeable. So same thing, let's go ahead and fire this up. You see the fan spin automatically once we power it on. And you do actually get to see an RGB strip right over here, which is pretty cool. Did not realize that. And the Gigabyte logo, of course, is going to light up right on top there. But I think the vertical mount looks absolutely beautiful. Testing out the Eagle Ice 4070 Super with a Ryzen 9 7950X 3D and using 3D Mark benchmarks. I'll first start off with their Speedway test, which measures 1440p GPU performance. I got a score of 5,297 with an average FPS of 52.97 frames per second. Comparing it to a dual RTX 4060, you're getting double the performance, and if you wanted to go for a 4070 Ti Super, you would see about a 16% increase in performance. Running the DLSS benchmark using 1440p resolution and DLSS set to quality, it averaged 61.15 FPS without DLSS, and with DLSS, we got a huge boost to 142.85 FPS. Running the same test, but this time with 4K resolution, I got an FPS score of 28.29 frames per second without DLSS, and with DLSS, I averaged 86.57 FPS. This Gigabyte Eagle Ice is a better choice for 1440p gaming, especially with games that support DLSS, since you'll get a nice performance boost. Now, can you run 4K gaming? You absolutely can. However, depending on the games, of course, the FPS that you're going to get out of it is going to vary, and most likely is not going to be the best experience. The Eagle Ice, being an overclock model, has a core clock speed of 2535 MHz, which is about a 2.4 increase over a non-overclock model. There is no option for a non-OC version, so if you want that white, it'll have to be overclocked. The temps I got while gaming were averaging between 60 to 65 degrees Celsius. However, when it comes to temperatures, a lot of it depends on your PC case and airflow, so you may see different temps depending on those factors. The triple alternating fans still does a great job of removing heat, and overall I think this card does a great job dissipating heat. The Eagle Ice 4070 Super is a GPU aimed more towards 1440p gaming. So I'll be using the MPG 271 QRX 1440p OLED monitor to test out a few games to get an idea of what you can expect. Now keep in mind that the CPU that I'm using is a 7950X 3D, which provides an increase in FPS performance versus non-X3D processors. With that in mind, loading up a high fidelity game like Black Myth Wukong using the recommended settings of DLSS set to performance, ray tracing set to medium, and graphic presets set to very high, I average 110 frames per second, which makes this game feel nice and smooth. Of course, there are many ways to tweak the settings, but I think for the most part, using DLSS is the way to go. Now, I did turn up the DLSS to the highest picture quality of DLAA, which gave me an average closer to 60 FPS for those looking for the best picture quality with enough performance. Switching it up to an action-packed shooter like Modern Warfare 3 with extreme graphic settings and DLSS set to quality, I saw an average of 186 frames per second. Shutting off DLSS completely and running 1440p natively got me about 135 FPS, so this Eagle Ice handles 1440p very well with cool temps. Now finally, Forza 5, I'm running it on extreme graphic settings and DLAA, which I saw an average of 168 frames per second, which looked amazing. So is the Gigabyte Eagle Ice 4070 Super OC worth getting for your gaming PC build? I think if you're looking for a white GPU with great 1440p performance without spending about $200 more for a 4070 Ti Super, then this is a solid choice. It's only about $30 higher than the MSRP of a base 4070 Super, which I think is fair considering you're getting an awesome white color and a higher clock speed. I still would have preferred the fans to be all white though, but it's still a great looking card whether you have it horizontal or vertically. I personally wouldn't recommend this card for 4K gaming since it is way more demanding and you'll get less performance out of this card. But if you're building an all-white 1440p gaming machine, and this Gigabyte Eagle Ice 4070 Super is worth a spot in your gaming PC setup. If you're interested in getting the Eagle Ice or a complete list of my PC setup, I'll have affiliate links down below which helps and support the Firewolf Tech channel. I hope this video was helpful for you guys, and I would love your support with a like, share, and subscribe. Firewolf out.